Good morning, everyone. I haven't gone live with this new system on Instagram, so it took me a while to figure it out. But good morning. Welcome to day one of our little mini workshop that I'm doing here on Instagram for the next couple days. I'm going to be going over a nourished and free pillar / strategy or tool that I work on with my clients on a very one-on-one intimate level, but I want to share with you guys too to see if it will help you as you enter this new year. I'm sure a lot of you have health goals or things that you just want to be more intentional with in your overall wellness and fitness and all of that. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about 3 different strategies that I work on with my clients, and today will be the move on method. And this one is something that will truly transform the game if you struggle with food guilt, and food guilt that then turns into a what the heck, let me keep eating mentality. So picture this if you've watched Golden Girls. I love Golden Girls. Picture this. Let's say you are trudging along your day and your best friend drops off some homemade chocolate chip cookies. And you see the cookies and then you're like, well, if I have one, I'll have them all. Right there, that's already a thought that is working against you. If I have one, I'll have them all. You have one cookie, and that food guilt starts, that thought of, why did I have that cookie? I was doing so well today. Why did I have that? And that spirals into a, well, let me have 2, let me have 3, let me see what's in the pantry, let me eat my kids' goldfish, let me order pizza tonight instead. And it spirals into this overeating mentality. Brandy says, it's me. Exactly. This was my life. This was my story, that I would be feeling like I'm doing really well with my healthy eating, sticking to my plan, and then all of a sudden someone would bring pizza to work or donuts or something like that, and I'd have one singular treat or indulgence that would turn into a spiral. Sometimes the spiral would take days, weeks, months to get out of. And I realized that if I just stopped the guilt in its tracks, how much I would save. And I actually made it into, I don't focus on calories with my clients, but I think in this example, it's very helpful. A chocolate chip cookie is about 120 calories. Okay, one chocolate chip cookie. Let's use that example. If I just stopped at that one chocolate chip cookie, 120 calories does not make or break any goals that you have. It literally will not ruin any goals or progress that you're making. But that 120 calories would easily turn into 1,000 or 1,500 calorie binge later because of how guilty I would feel. So I always thought about, if I could just take that back, if I could just enjoy that 100, 200 calorie sweet or treat, I would have been fine. I would have been fine. And that's when I started realizing that if I could just move on and make my next meal a nourishing one, make my next meal the meal that I had already planned on, I would have saved myself on that spiral. I would have not even entered that spiral. I would have just moved on. And I was thinking about Frozen 2, Do the Next Right. That song makes me cry. The Next Right Thing. Oh, it makes me so emotional. But just do the next right thing. Whatever, let's say you had the cookie at 4 p.m., still eat what you had planned for dinner at 6 o'clock. The next day, wake up, do your workout, go back to your normal routines, because that's going to support the life that you want to live. That one singular treat or cookie will never make or break your journey or your results or the weight loss that you want or anything like that. And so this method takes time to practice, because food guilt is something that is so ingrained in us that it's really, really hard to just shed that all of a sudden. And it takes time. I still work on this actively. I'm very, very protective of my mindset and the way I talk to myself. I spoke with a client of mine about this yesterday, that I had Chipotle and hello, good morning. And I had a bowl and then I had chips with it. And I didn't realize, because I love using the chips to dip into my bowl. And I didn't realize that, and I had told myself I'll just have half the bag of chips. I didn't realize that I ate the whole bag of chips, because their chips are good and very easy to eat through. And the minute, this is yesterday, you guys, and I've been on this journey for years working on my mindset around food. When I realized that I finished the entire bag of chips, all of a sudden I was like, crap, I just had so many chips. And then I had to tell myself, you know what? That chips and with that Chipotle bowl, delicious. I probably won't need my afternoon snack this afternoon. I probably won't be that hungry. And tonight we're going to cook a meal at home where everything is fine. And I was fine. It takes time though. It takes time, because that guilt reaction is very, very normal for us. It's like second nature for us to automatically feel guilty after eating a cookie, chips, crackers, a few bites of your kids' goldfish even. I know a lot of moms feel guilty just having a few bites of their kids' snacks, and that can sometimes spiral them, even though it's 3 bites of something will spiral you because of that guilt. It's not the food. Yes, sugar has addictive qualities, but a lot of times we tell ourselves, if I have one, I'm going to have it all. If I do this, I'm going to do that. And we create that reality for ourselves. So the biggest thing that I can impart on you today with this move on method is to stop the guilt in its tracks and reframe the way you talk to yourself. Sounds a little weird, but I'm telling you, so many of the feelings that we have and then the actions that we take based on those feelings start with thoughts that are not even true. It's not necessarily true that you're going to eat the whole plate of cookies. You're telling yourself that, and it's becoming truth for you. So stopping that thought and reframing the way you talk to yourself. Man, those chocolate chip cookies that my friend brought over, delicious. I can have them tomorrow. I can have them the next day. I can stick them in the freezer and make them last longer. I enjoyed one, and now I'm going to move on and do the next right thing, like Anna sings about. So this is very, very powerful. And again, this takes time to practice and to implement because food guilt and that spiral feeling is so ingrained into our mindsets. And so the first tip, I'm going to keep these videos short and sweet because I really want you guys to like go do what I'm teaching on these. These are actual like action steps that I take with my clients. I'm not about just the vague tips. Like we actually take action on this. They will text me after they have a treat and we work on just shedding that guilt so that they can move on and realize that one cookie is not going to make or break their goals, and they're able to maintain their weight throughout I had so many clients surprised that they were able to maintain their weight or even lose weight throughout the holidays because they were able to enjoy treats and then move on instead of making it this 2-week spiral, sugar out of control feeling. And so your homework for today is to really evaluate the way you talk to yourself. And if a treat comes your way, I'm not saying like go seek it out or something, but if a treat comes your way, really practice stopping at one and really enjoying that one and then moving on, doing the next healthy habit, healthy routine, healthy meal that you are in the routine and habit of doing. Just going on to the next thing. The move on method will seriously help you stop that binge emotional overeating in its tracks before it becomes this out of control spiral that you just feel like you don't have any control over. And so comment below if this resonates with you, if you're excited about trying something like this. And again, give yourself time. I have been on this Nourished and Free journey for 5 years. It was 5 years, December 1st, that I literally, I talk about this all the time. I had to call off of work because I'd been so bad the night before, 5 years ago, that I just felt miserable. And I jotted down everything that I knew to be true about nutrition. As a dietitian with a master's degree, I still struggled with food. And so I wrote down everything that I knew to be true, and I titled it Nourished and Free. And that's how I started approaching my health and my wellness. And it's been an up and down journey. I've still had bouts of binge eating in the last 5 years, but my mindset has come so far, and I've learned how to re-talk to myself, reframe the way I think, because those thoughts will change the way I feel, which will change the way I act. And so I really, really want to help you guys, especially with this food guilt category of mindset work, because it's really, really powerful. Once you shed the guilt, usually that spiral will not happen. And again, takes time, takes patience with yourself, and it takes a lot of self-reflection and self-assessing your stuff. I will say that. Self-assess your stuff and learn how to correct yourself and challenge the way you think. Challenge the automatic thoughts that you have. Say, do I have to feel guilty about that cookie? No. Do I have to feel guilty about that ice cream that I had with my husband? No. And then you just move on. It loses its power over you, and you're able to just focus and move on and do the next thing in your life. Your life is lived between your meals. And so that food guilt and food obsession and that spiral is just not serving you. So anyways, I hope that this little mindset nugget helps. Tomorrow, we're going to go over another strategy that I work on with my clients, and I'm going to try to help you guys implement it. I'm all about action steps, taking action. So today, really reflect on your thoughts, reflect the way you think about these things, and challenge your thought processes, because that's where change will truly happen. So I hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. Let me know if you had any takeaways, comment below with anything, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, guys. If I could figure out how to stop this, maybe.